Good afternoon and welcome once more to DMR TV. The program you are watching is Family Life. And today we are going to be having this special time that we believe, as usual, by the end of the hour, something different has to be realized in our families. We have to see that family which we intend to have, which we wish to have. Today, we are welcoming you to another Sunday, a special Sunday, a Sunday in Lent. Today is another Sunday that we have the opportunity to talk about family. Today is a Sunday, a special Sunday where God gave a special woman in the history of our salvation the opportunity of repentance. Today we are welcoming all the viewers of DMR TV to the special program Family Life. We thank God for this hour which is dedicated to the family. And today we are going to be talking about mothers in the season of Lent. On this program, Mother in the Season of Lent, we have two ladies, Madame Chinmolo of St. Anthony of Padua Parish, Boya Town. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you, Mother. It's a pleasure for me to be here to talk about the Lenten season.
We welcome you and we hope that we have a nice time together.
Yeah.
We also have here Madame Mary Monica Nkea from St. Martin de Porres Parish, Bukwango. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you. You have forgotten to mention the jewel of Boya Diocese.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that your parish is the jewel of the diocese.
Thank you, Madam Tekla.
And I am from the citadel of God's
Oh
presence.
my
Wow.
God. I am from where God resides. This is interesting. We welcome you all to this special program for today, women or mothers rather, in the season of Lent. Before we carry on to talk about mothers in the season of Lent, we'll call on one of our mothers, Madame Mary Monica Nkea, to give us some simple understanding on Lent so that we know the context within which we are talking about the mothers. Madam.
Thank you, Madam Tekla. As you said, just have a simple definition and maybe we add some flesh on it.
Sure.
So Lent comes from Anglo-Saxon Lectin, meaning springtime. Like spring, you know, spring is one of the seasons we have in Europe. So Lent is a time of spiritual renewal. It's a 40-day period when many Christians, particularly Catholics, remember the events leading to Christ's passion, crucifixion, and maybe it's going to lead us to Easter. So during this period, we have some activities that take place, like the church encourages us to do fasting, prayer, and almsgiving. So that's a brief definition of it.
Wow, thanks a lot. And we hope that those of us out there have gotten this simple definition of Lent. Madam Mary Ann Chinmolo, we have the Marys today.
Yes.
Thank God, we are blessed. We are leading to their triumph. Yes, what have you to add to this, our simple Lenten definition?
Not much. It is really simple that Lent is a period of 40 days. And within those 40 days, we do reflect. We reflect on ourselves, on our prayer life. We reflect on prayer. We reflect on giving up the things that are disturbing us in life. We are inspired by Jesus' life to follow him. So it is a period of moderation. We moderate from certain kind of activities that are our daily and normal activities of life, our routine activities, or we deny ourselves of certain facilities and things that will give us a lot of comfort. So it's just like other seasons in the church liturgical year. It is a period of 40 days that we pray, fast, do sacrifices in the form of almsgiving, preparing ourselves to enter another liturgical season of Easter.
Beautiful. Thanks a lot. So it's a special season in the life of the church. And when we talk about this life of the church, we are talking about us because we form the church. We are talking about us because we form the mystical body of Christ. Today, we are going to hear again from the hearts of the family. We are going to call on Madam Merinkia to tell us, as mothers are the hearts of the family, as the hearts of the family, what do we usually think about? What usually crosses our mind? What are our usual worries during this season of Lent as hearts of the family? Yes, Madam.
Yes, thank you, Madam Tekla, once again. You know, as mothers, I think mothers are the backbone of the family. And as a mother, you have to encourage your household, beginning from your husband, your children. Now, during this period, it is a time, as Madam Miranda said, for us to reflect, go into yourself and see where you've gone wrong all through maybe from the last Lenten period. You bring your children together, bring your family together to pray the rosary, which is the second highest prayer in the Catholic Church. Encourage them to go to church for Stations of the Cross. Do penance. These are some of the activities as a mother that you have to encourage your household to participate in them. Thank you.
Thanks. So, as mothers, as the hearts of the family, it doesn't suffice to say mothers are the heart of the family. That's not all. What do we do to show that we are the heart of the family? Thank you, Madam Merikia. Well, let's tell us the other Mary. What are we thinking about during this Lenten season as hearts of the family?
Yes, Mother, thank you. This is a period that a mother should be focused on presenting the season to the family in the best way that she can, for each and everyone to be able to follow up spiritually the season as it is supposed to be followed, especially in preparing the prayer sessions. This is a period where everybody is involved in prayer. We restrain ourselves from the normal activities that we always do to be happy. And a mother's role should be to help the family live this season in the best way that we are supposed to live, with moderation. Yes. The mother is the heart of the family, as you have said, because she is the one that leads every aspect of the well-being of the family. She is the one that prompts activities. So if she stays without initiating prayers, then the season will not be fulfilled in that house. So the prayer sessions should be well planned and prepared, assigned, and taken solemnly in a way that children especially, because they are still growing up and they are still learning, it is through this that the children will learn to understand what the season is about. Some people just know that it is Lent season, we are going to for the Stations of the Cross. If you ask why we are going for that Stations of the Cross, maybe a lot of people will not be able to understand. I think that when we pray the Stations of the Cross, let it be known by the family members that Christ suffered and died, and so we are using these 40 days to reflect on this kind of suffering that he suffered, and we will use it to build ourselves spiritually. So it is a season that a mother has to struggle for it. By the end of 40 days, let an impact be created in her home. There are certain things, that supplications difficulties that you have in the family that you probably need to state to God in prayer. This is the best time, because when you restrain yourself from those things that exposes you to sin, you can best pray and God will best answer you. It is also a period where a mother teaches the family how to be reconciled. Before you pray and pray well, you must be reconciled. People must forgive each other. So before a prayer session is done, people should be in one frame of mind, and they should be ready to accommodate each other's errors. So there must be a period of forgiveness, stock taking of how the family life has been, the way they were reaching to each other, the way they were communicating, the way they were relating. And I think that during this period where we seek to be together, it will help us a great deal to mold our families. Because if we do a spiritual journey and our family remains in the same state, then we have not done anything. So it is really necessary that by the time we go through the 40 days of prayers, something must change. The laxity in children that they don't want to come for prayers, at least a mother should use some nice ways to make it so that they make the prayer sessions comfortable or inspiring for the children to like to do it. Assigning them to lead the stations, giving them the Bible verses and things that will help them understand the period so well. And one other thing that I would like to talk about is the menu for the house, the feeding of the house, to let the children understand what it means to suffer like Christ did, because all of this is that we are trying to put ourselves into Jesus's shoes when he was suffering for us. So we are like imitating that, putting ourselves in that situation so that we can also feel the pain. So we let go of certain things, and the most important thing for people is what we eat. That is what we enjoy. We enjoy what we eat. And during that time, there are things that we know that we really like to enjoy in our families, and which the church has restricted us not to enjoy per se. Something like meat and any other thing. They will tell you that the thing that you really like most, that makes you should stay away from it. But the church has specifically stated that on some days we should not eat meat. It was really very long ago, when you used to hear about Lent, you really know the aspect of fasting. This fasting from meat and things was very severe in the days before. But now you will see that people finally even just forget about those things and life just go along. And especially too, as the preachings are going towards the aspect that we shouldn't just fast from meat, but we should fast from the things that really make us to sin. So by arranging the menu of the house, I think a mother should try to, because meat is something that everybody loves, we should try to keep it off our menu for some time to let the children know that we Catholics will believe that Christ suffered and died. He suffered in flesh. And so when we stay away from flesh, it means that we are trying to put ourselves in his shoe in that suffering. And so we should avoid it and eat what can make us not to be very happy. So the kind of way that we can be cooking during this period of time, we cook moderately. They tell us that we cook moderately, we eat whatever that we like moderately. And the essence of us moderating is because we want to use the excesses that we have kept to do sacrifices, to do almsgiving, to help people, to help the poor. Yes. So within this time, as we are moderating with our excesses, we are supposed to look at our environment, to look at those who are needy there, to give them something from what we have kept. I think these things that we are enlisting are the rules of a mother in the house. Yes. If a mother does not ensure that these things happen, no other person will do it. And when you do that within your family circle, the children will learn and they will inculcate this habit, and that is how you pass it to them, to the next generation. They will always practice that as the years go by, as they grow up and they become parents too. So mother, that is the little I can manage for that question.
Okay.
I think I can just add those days, because if she not mentioned
the days,
it's good that our viewers know, because not only Catholics are watching us.
Okay.
So those, we have 2 days during Lent that we observe
compulsory fasting.
Mm-hmm. That's on Fridays. That is from on Ash Wednesday and all Fridays. Mm-hmm. Then Good Friday too. Mm-hmm. That's all the Fridays during Lent.
During Lent,
yes.
Yeah.
So those are the days.
Okay. Before even sister, I'm not cutting you short. Before, like I was saying, that long ago, fasting was really very rigorous.
Okay.
It used to include even Wednesdays, that Good Friday,
yes,
Wednesdays and Fridays. Yes, and then but as time went on and the synops of bishops and the seat, they have been changing it and moderating it to enable us to live it in the best way that we can live the faith. So
and Lent becomes too comfortable.
Yes. You see.
Okay.
There's some people who observe, who still keep to that.
Yes, people still keep to it seriously.
No,
and when you do that, you find Lent interesting.
Very interesting.
Because you feel the meaning of Lent. You feel the impact. And in your interactions, you feel a difference. The way you talk to people, the way you communicate with your children in the house. It's because it's not just about going for stations and coming back, as she rightly said. It's not just about being prayerful, as she said. Look about your family. Is your family prayerful? Are the children praying? How are we managing it to see that everybody gets involved, and how do we carry on the activities in the family? Now, before we go on to further discussion, as a Mary, coincidentally, both of them we have here today are Marys. As a Mary, or as the queen of your family, because every mother is the queen of her family. This queenship of your family, do you compare it to the queenship of Mary? Do you compare it to the way Mary handled her family as the queen of the family, and how she handles all of us as queen of all families? So as a Mary and as a queen of your family, what do you do? How do you function in your family? How do you carry on your activities during this special period? Your cooking, your prayer life, the way you talk, the way you carry on in the house during this period as a Mary and as a queen of your family. Yes, Madam Mirinkea, how do you function?
Yes, I'm proud to say that I'm a member of a Marian group. We try to emulate Mother Mary's virtues. So I'm proud to say that I don't relent. I've not relented during this period. First and foremost, I organize evening prayers with my children. The first thing is for them to say their rosaries. Then I encourage them to do fasting, which is not easy for students anyway. I ask them daily to attend Stations of the Cross, but in the evening, since most of them are students. Now, we sit together. I attend the morning session, and then I follow up with the Mass. So during Mass now, I take down points from the homily, from all the homilies that the priest deliver. So in the evening now, when we come together, I present those aspects that the priest mentioned on that day. We discuss together, and then maybe they too contribute. We first of all take the quotations from the Bible and read. Then those points that I jotted in the morning, we discuss together with the children, and then come out with at least a resolution whether we're going to follow up what the Bible has taught us to be doing. And that's some of the things that we do. Mm-hmm. Then there is a 40 days novena too that I have for the family. We began from the first day on Ash Wednesday. So we are moving with various readings. We have 3 readings for each day. We have first reading, we have the Psalms, and then the Gospel. So we do that every day. We have been doing that. So that's some of the things that we do.
Yeah, as a Mary, you are pushing on with that. How are the children reacting with regards to this?
Yes, they are really reacting well, positively. I have a little girl there who is also in they call this Cadets of Mary. She is the president of their own small group in the church. Mm-hmm. She too does the same thing. I'm sure she teaches her mates too when they go for their meeting. Mm-hmm. As she told me once, I don't know whether it is true or not, but that's what she told me that she has been doing. So that's the impact the children have from what I bring from the church when we discuss.
Okay, as a Mary and as a queen of your family, that's how you handle prayer.
Yes.
Okay, now let's look at the other Mary and as a queen of your family. How do you talk? Because we know that mothers, they talk at times the children don't even want to see their mothers, because by the time the mothers appear, the children just start agitating. She's coming, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. And when she's there, she said, you see some start signs. So during this period, how do you talk to the children during this special period? It's not just any period. It's a period of prayer, and the prayer life is applied in the way we talk to. So how is the talking in the family?
Yeah, Mother, thank you. And I'm glad to know that I am a queen. I've never thought that I've never thought that I'm a queen. So I'm glad to know that I'm a queen in my family.
You are one.
Yes. So it touches me in the heart. Really, it's difficult, but I have been doing my best. And you actually directed that question so well. During this season, I had taken my resolution to be a quiet person, because I have been working with a spiritual director who tells me, grace every situation with silence.
Grace
every situation with silence.
That's an interesting one.
Yes, so it has taken me into my soul, and my children are surprised that I am telling them to be quiet during this season. I am reminding them at all times that we need to be quiet. We need to talk in a way that somebody will wonder why this person is not just loud.
Yes, just so calm.
Just calm. So, and they have been surprised. And I think that it is working in my home, because normally I am a loud person. Yes, I'm a loud person. I'm a vocal person when I am happy. If you see me silent, know that something is worrying me. If I'm happy, I will crack jokes, I will tell stories. But you know, nowadays when you tell stories, they are misinterpreted.
Yeah.
When you talk in a place, you are misinterpreted. So when I was given this advice to grace situations with silence, I think that it has been helping me and giving peace in my soul. And I think that my children are happy. Yes, because the unnecessary corrections at every interval. Yes, I'm trying to come out of it. This pan is standing by here. It was supposed to be here. This place is dirty. So
mothers.
So now, and surprisingly, when you change from the normal habit, they become confused and they turn to be doing the right
things which
things.
you had been talking about
because
before.
they don't. Yes, this quietness is
reactions.
yielding some good fruits in my home, because now they don't know whether I am sad or they don't know whether what is wrong with me. They are struggling to do everything right so that I should be happy. They don't know that it is a prayer, this thing. So I've been explaining to them, it is always good to be silent. Especially during this Lent, because we are reflecting on a crucial thing which Christ did for us. It is not easy to just sacrifice your life like this. So I'm telling them, reflect it, that a woman delivered her child, and the child just gave his life for
everyone,
for all of us, because all these sins we are committing, somebody has already done the penance for us and things like that. So it has helped us so well. And like my big sister shared there, the prayer session of my house at all times, even without this period, is always very early in the morning, 5 a.m. So during this period, I discovered that with this sensitization, my children were so anxious to be going to the Stations of the Cross. Yes, so now they preferred going to the Stations of the Cross in the evening. And because they have that in their mind, they know that they can stay without coming for family prayers in the morning and go for their Stations of the Cross. So when I observed that, after some days, I called them to a meeting and I told them that in as much as you do your individual prayers, the family group prayer is still very necessary. And so to make this period solemn in our home, we must continue our 5 a.m. prayers and say our Stations of the Cross. We have, and we are always having, an evangelium. My house now is not very accessible to any church, so I can barely just manage to church me alone for morning mass when I can. But normally in my home, we use the evangelium to share the word of that day, to read the readings after our prayers and share the word of that day. So that is how we queue in after the Stations of the Cross. And we have been doing this 40 days novena that you are talking about, alongside the novena to Our Lady of Perpetual Health, the novena for Annunciation that ended. We are mixing it up with the novena to Padre Pio. So that is from that 5 a.m. till 6, we take it for an hour, and probably maybe we'll go beyond an hour because there are many prayers to say. But that is how we say it as a family, and then we hurry to go to work. Children go to school. When we come back in the evening and we are retiring, it's just a short prayer to lead us to bed.
Okay.
So, and it has helped us. We find time during that evening to share how our day passed, where we were, what were the difficulties, what were the successes, what have we achieved, and then we jubilate over what we can, and then we just go to bed. So it has been a very peaceful season in my home, and I'm thankful to God for yesterday. I was privileged with my daughters to go for the pilgrimage. I was longing to go for that. I've never gone for a pilgrimage with my children.
Okay.
So I talked to during this season, I pleaded with my 2 elderly daughters that they should really come along with me, and so they accepted and we went to Bojongo. So I had a very fulfilled day yesterday, and I'm thinking that this Lent is really fulfilled in my home, because I see a spirit of happiness around everybody in the house with the prayers that we have been saying. So I think
that's beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. And there's something which I bring out from what both of them have said, that not every family has the same prayer time. So do not think that because this family have their prayer time at 5 o'clock in the morning, we must have us at 5. If it doesn't work, it means that we are not praying. If this family, they have their prayer time at 7 in the evening, if we don't have at that time, it means we are not praying. So we have seen 2 families how they have shared the prayer life in their families, one in the morning, one in the evening. And you see that it's possible to choose the time for your own family and grace every situation with silence. Mothers, don't always shout, don't always shout, don't always shout. Especially when you have children who are young adults. Like your case, you have young adult children. When you always shout, they just want to stay away from you.
They even become used to the shouting.
Yes, thank you.
They can sit there while you are shouting.
Yes, they can sit there while you are shouting. And what will you do to them?
Nothing.
nothing, nothing.
So grace every situation with silence.
And then one thing that I discovered, Mother, I'm not cutting you short with this shouting. I just want to chip it in before we forget it. Sometimes when we are shouting like that, we think that we are making a point. I came to discover, and I was surprised, that sometimes you are cracking your voice and then you even keep them more confused. They don't even know what aspect you wanted to address because you are just shouting. So it is just good that we should calm down ourselves at all times and say what we want to say calmly and nicely to them, so that they should understand us best. Yeah, because you can scream out of your way and even get an illness when the people that you are addressing, they don't even understand what you are talking about.
Yes.
So we just get hysterical sometimes and we talk and shout and shout and shout and keep the children confused.
Then in your absence, they start imitating how you were shouting.
They start dramatizing.
Yes, they act all their drama.
Even give you a name.
Yes.
Because of that.
Okay, when we spend all this time in prayer, how do we handle the cooking? Because the children, no matter what, they always want their food. And they want it in time.
Yes.
And sometimes they say, all time prayer. Man, no even get chop for the house for sicker prayer. So how do we blend these two, Madam Mirinkia?
In my own home, we cook at least twice or thrice a week and keep in the freezer or in the fridge, as the case may be. So there's no problem in that, you know.
Okay.
Yes, you know that this day you eat this day you eat this. So you organize the children. In my house, they are the ones that cook. Yes, I can do the buying and then they cook. So they prepare food and keep in the fridge. In the morning, they are preparing them. They are getting ready to go to school. Normally, they take their breakfast to school.
Sure.
Yeah, so we don't have any problem in that. When they come back from school, they remove food from the freezer and eat. In the evening, the same thing. So we don't have any problem in that. As for us, in the morning, I'm on. I'm off for the Stations of the Cross. By 5, I'm out of the house. So they organize themselves how they're going to eat and do their own individual prayers. But in the evening, we'll come together after supper. Sometimes before supper, because me, I sleep early because I have to get up early in the morning to continue with the Lenten activity. So that's what we do.
Okay, that's a beautiful one. Now, they do the cooking.
Yes.
I believe it's because as a widow, your husband is no longer there. At the times when your husband used to be by you, 2020, they say 247. Would you allow them to?
No, we do the cooking now.
So blending all of this, I believe, was a serious challenge.
It was to an extent, but you need to just organize yourself and everything will go smoothly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yes, when you handle this situation, how do you manage to blend it through that the children have their food when food is so, though you have young adults, children all around you, but at times there are those little ones who need the particular attention from you. How do you handle this situation?
Mother, my home is still with young children, so food is a very important aspect. And I cook as often as I can. I cook in my house. Yes, because I'm that kind of person even that selects food. So I cook because I want to eat what I like. Yes. So the children would have loved to cook most of the times, but when they will cook their food, I myself, I will have a problem that it is not of the taste. So I am always cooking. And for that one, I have given myself enough time. I get up very early. So before our prayer time, if it is a day that I had to cook, I would have gotten up and cooked for an hour before we are getting into prayers. So what I do is that I prepare the necessary things and keep them in the freezer so that my cooking will be easy. Yes, my spicing and every other thing, I do them beforehand. The children help me to do it beforehand and keep, so that when I get up on a day that I want to cook, it will be easy for me.
Just putting the things together,
yes,
and food is ready.
Yes. So, but during this period of time, I think that that cooking to help us live the season very well. When you are cooking, this cooking should be meaningful to the children. Is when we were growing up, during this time like this, we were eating the concha, beans, rice and beans.
Yeah.
Yes, you hardly hear rice and stew. You hardly hear fufu corn and kati kati. If it is fufu corn, it will just be fufu corn and jama jama. You will not hear kati kati beside it. So I think that us mothers, we are supposed to make this difference to the children, so that they should know, especially on the days that we are supposed to keep fast, as Sister listed. So on those days, I try to put something that even though maybe it will not be meaningful to them, that it is a fasting meal. Yes, because they say that for that fast, if you even want to, you're eating 3 times a day, the 3 times food that you are eating should be just, when you put it together, should be
a meal,
just a meal,
a complete meal.
Complete meal. So I just try to, they are aware, they know that when they come and see some kind of thing. My little daughter, that last one, she likes meat, fish. She entered the pot, fish, kanda, this, that. So she does not eat without those things. But you see, I've been struggling to tell her within this period that no, we don't eat meat every day. Yeah, we don't eat meat every day. When you are putting her food, she's fast and looking at the pot to see that when you are dishing food, have you put fish? Have you put meat? Yes, so it is. I have been taking time to tell her, even though she's that kind of person that you use energy to let her understand what you are saying. But I've been taking time to tell her, and the elderly ones, they know. So they have food. My children are the kind of people that eat a lot. Surprisingly, at that 5 a.m. when we are getting up to pray, some of them are already asking them for food. Even the big ones, they are already asking them for food.
As if they grew up in that village natural environment.
Because that's how I made my environment.
Okay.
So I'm that kind of person that when I want to eat, I will eat me at any time. So if I can still sleep me in the night and get up and eat me if I'm hungry. But it does not mean that I'm a glutton.
Yeah.
Yes. My hunger just
That's
comes.
system.
Yes, at any time. If I feel, because if I go to bed and I've not eaten, I cannot sleep. So if I am hungry,
and you go to bed, you must get up later
Yes.
on to eat.
yes, so
That's interesting.
and those things.
So better eat before you go.
Better eat. So I always
So better eat.
Yes.
Because sometimes
And
you
you know-
really feel sleepy. The sleep is really taking you. Then the hunger is on its own part. You have to decide at one point to get up.
For me, when I'm hungry, I cannot feel sleepy like you are saying. Yes, if I am hungry and I decide that I will not eat, know that I will spend that night without sleeping. Yes, so I hurry to eat me
Yes,
at
so
6 o'clock. Eat me very well. If I have to eat once,
Yes.
it will be at that 6 p.m. so that
You sleep peacefully.
Yes. When I cook like that, I make sure that they have their food. For these young children, you cannot control them.
No,
you
you
cannot.
can't control that
Yes,
much.
but I make sure that their food is there for them to eat, and they are aware. Those children are aware. They know the people that come to my house on daily basis because they need food. Yes.
So when they are eating their food, they know that they have to reserve some for the people who may come.
Yes, I always even cook enough so that if those kind of people they pass around, they will just have their food. So if I cook, they can eat it for 2 days, and then I'll cook a new.
Yes. Okay.
So-
That's a good one. So you see that no family is completely the same like a different family. As individuals are unique, that's how families are unique. Different families have their different characteristics. Now see how you manage your own family to meet your objective for your family within the characteristic of your family. This is Lent. We are in the Lenten season. We have talked about our children. We have the young ones, we have the teenagers, we have the young adults. Yes. And coincidentally, both of you have the children, the teenagers and the young adults. You also have the children, the teenagers and the young adults. And it's not easy living with all those children together. When you are living only with teenagers, you know how you manage all of them with their teenage characteristics. When you are living only with children below 12, you know how you manage all of them with those characteristics. When you are living only with young adults, you know how to manage all of them with their own peculiarity. But when you are living with children below 12, teenagers, young adults, you have to blend a lot of things together to realize it such that each of this set of children have a fulfillment in the home and feel they are belonging. Now we are in the season of Lent. Mothers are always in church during this Lenten season. You have talked about your morning mass, you have talked about your morning prayer, you've talked about your morning mass, you've talked about your morning prayer, you've talked about how it's difficult when you are going in the morning to get the children along with you. You've also talked about how it's difficult in the morning to get the children along with you. That is one of the things I'm going to raise up now. During Lent, mothers are always in church praying. Why are their children not usually in their company during this special season of prayer? You have told us one of the reasons in your discussion of other things.
Yes.
But we want to know other reasons why generally mothers are in church morning praying. Sometimes just get up in the afternoon and odd hour and they are in church before the Blessed Sacrament, sleeping on the floor. Sometimes just leave the office, just take a prayer book, they are in church. Sometimes they leave the office, they close, they go to church first and pray. And I want to know why they are in church all the time, but the children are not usually in their company during this period of Lent. Maranke, I come back.
Yes, Madam Tekla. As you said, I gave one reason that most of them are students. We have some who are not even students. I have one who is not a student, but she doesn't like to go to church. She doesn't. She will tell you that. She once told me that she wants to go to a Presbyterian church. Let me mention it. That she wants to change her church.
Yes. Young adults,
yes.
I'm sure. That's it. Yes. Young adults, they are the headache whom women have in their houses.
That's not in this house. She just sat quiet. And since then, she has not gone to church anymore. No. can you force her? You cannot put her on your back.
Yes.
Or you beat her. So I'm just watching at her. I'm just I'm praying and then trying to see what I can do to change her mentality. Another reason may be that they are so used to these their phones that you will tell them, they will agree with you that they will go to church, but at the long run, you may go and come and find them on
still on the phone.
Yes. So it is a problem with us mothers. We really need to work hard to control our adults,
young adult children,
because they are sometimes headaches to us. So that's
because some are already bended trees.
Yes. That particular one has said she will not come to my church again. She's calling it now my church.
Yes. But was she born into a Catholic family?
She wasn't, but she became a Catholic later on.
Yes.
But now she has fallen back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then how did she become Catholic? Did she decide that she wanted to become Catholic, or is because
I was the one that pressurized her to become a Catholic?
Yes. And did she was she baptized in the Catholic church or in the church where she was?
In the church where she was.
Yes. And then when she came, you did not give her the opportunity to make the choice of where, or was she a press?
She was not only a press. She had gone to other churches.
Okay,
so
okay,
some
okay.
sort of confusion in her.
Okay, so you wanted her to settle somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. I thought that she had been in a different church all her life, and then you compelled her to become a Catholic.
No,
because I would have said no. That's not it. Yes, that's not it. If she had been grown in a different church and she had grown throughout her life in a particular church, it's good to just make her grow where she is and make her realize the value of belonging to the body of Christ, where she is. But since she was nowhere particularly, it was necessary to make her get settled somewhere. Yes, madam, we are running out of time. But let's just know, why are we always in church, but our children are not always in our company?
Yes, mother. It is normal for women to be in church because it is not only about this season. Normally, a mother is always supposed to be a praying somebody, and even there are times that you will be in that church that you don't even need that somebody should be there with you. Yes, because a mother is somebody of responsibility. The responsibility of motherhood is not a small thing. And if you do not embrace prayers, you cannot really succeed. So women have problems in their homes, the upbringing of these children. When some start deviating, like mother is saying there, the only thing you can resort to is to pray. You pray for change. You pray for success. You pray for solutions to come for the problems that you have. And when you are doing these special prayers, I'm not sure it is a time that children have to be there. But notwithstanding, even as we have already said that children go to school, it is really mandatory that on Sundays they should be in church. But a mother can be in church all round. But you know, children, as we groom them in the Catholic way, they are supposed to be in prayer groups and in youth groups in church. So they will have their own days that they go for their prayer meetings too. So it does not necessarily mean that the family must always be in church together every day. But the important thing that I think that we are bringing out of it is that we should be able to live a season successfully and understand what faith we are professing and what spiritual need that we need to gain from that season, and let the family be in unison of mind how they want to build themselves within that time.
Season, yes.
So when we are in one frame of mind and each and everyone is doing their own activities at their own time, it is good. The important thing is that the day of the family, where the family is supposed to be present, is everybody there. Like mom is saying that this child is a challenge on the day that they are going to church. But when children are going to school, we will not expect them to be going to morning mass every day with us now.
Sure.
So I think that
Okay, that's beautiful. And so we are calling on the attention of mothers that since not all the times that they are supposed to be in church with the children, because maybe the children are going to school or involved in other activities, let us make sure that when we are supposed to pray as a family, we pray as a family. And she also mentioned that the children they belong to youth groups, and these youth groups have their activities. So we should also take it upon ourselves as a responsibility to see that our children belong to at least a group in the church, so that they should accompany their peers in the activities of those groups. Because some of us mothers, we belong to sometimes 2, even 3 groups in the church, but our children do not belong to any group. So let us do it and make it sure that our children are part of the church, part of the body, in fact, the mystical body of Christ. Maybe we have 1 second to give an advice to our friends out there and our husbands too, so that they accompany us in church. Yes.
Yes, my own advice goes to those Christians, those Catholic Christians who have not been going or attending Stations of the Cross or these prayers that we have during this Lent. We still have a few days remaining. I think if they join us, it will be better for them.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That is it. Yes, madam.
Yes, it's a period for families to come together and make sure that they pray and put their supplications to God. He is there ready with answers for us to come and knock his door, and he will give us the answers.
That is good. Thank you all for your participation. And to remember, viewers, that we are here every Sunday 1 p.m. and for a rebroadcast Thursdays 1 p.m. We are always there for you. We thank the Marys who've been here and the queens of their family. And remember, every woman, that you are the queen of your family. Make that queenship worth what it should be, because Mary, the queen of all families, we celebrate her because she raised queenship of motherhood to what we have the duty to celebrate. What are you doing in your own family as the queen of your own family? Family is all we have.
Family is the story of our origin.
Ciao.